In a moment equal parts bizarre and symbolic, Elon Musk, the world's most famous entrepreneur and cultural lightning rod, appeared at the White House with a visible black eye, standing next to former and possibly future President Donald J. Trump. The occasion? Trump presenting Musk with the symbolic key to the White House, declaring it a gift from the nation. The incident, already visually surreal, became more unusual when Musk clarified the source of his injury. Not a confrontation with a world leader or a security issue, but his own young son, A-A-Xii, affectionately referred to as Lil X. This moment encapsulates the surreal convergence of technology, politics, masculinity, symbolism, family, and spectacle that defines 21st century elite culture. In this extended commentary, we will unpack the incident from multiple angles: political, symbolic, psychological, media-oriented, and cultural, asking what it reveals not only about Musk and Trump, but about the strange fusion of public and private performance in the digital age. It's important to recognize the context in which this event occurred. Donald Trump and Elon Musk represent two of the most disruptive and polarizing figures of the past decade. Trump, a real estate mogul turned populist firebrand and political juggernaut, has reshaped American conservatism around charisma, provocation, and personal loyalty. Musk, the Tesla and SpaceX CEO, has similarly disrupted the automotive and aerospace industries while cultivating a fan base that blends tech optimism, libertarian politics, and meme-fueled idolization. Their alliance, informal but unmistakable, is one of mutual admiration and strategic alignment. Trump admires Musk for his anti-establishment posture, reach among young men, and refusal to bow to media narratives. Musk, in turn, sees in Trump a figure unafraid to challenge bureaucratic stagnation and elite orthodoxy. Both men reject the polite confines of institutional decorum. Both thrive on disruption, polarization, and media dominance. So when Trump gives Musk the key to the White House, it is less a ceremonial formality and more a performative alliance. It is a declaration that Musk is not just a businessman or inventor, but a political actor, one whose ideas, platforms, and influence are central to the Trumpist vision of the future. In political theater, optics matter. Musk's black eye, its bruising, discoloration, and stark contrast with the ceremonial moment, became the most potent visual of the day. People speculated. Did he get into a fight? Was it symbolic of stress or betrayal? Theories abounded. The image was real, raw, and instantly viral. When Musk revealed the cause, his son hit him in the eye, the story took on an entirely different tone. On the surface, it was endearing. Even the world's richest man gets bruised by his toddler. But symbolically, it was chaotic. A child's accidental blow, juxtaposed with one of the most ceremonial honors in the land, suggested a crumbling of boundaries between the personal and the political, between strength and vulnerability, between myth and man. In the age of gladiatorial politics, a black eye is not just a bruise, it is a narrative. In Musk's case, it made him look human, fallible, even comic. And in the realm of digital politics, being real, even painfully real, is more valuable than being polished. Musk's black eye forces an unusual reflection on fatherhood in the public eye. Historically, powerful men hid family life behind a wall of formality. But Musk, much like Trump before him, puts it on display. The name Lil X itself, equal parts futuristic and affectionate, signals Musk's hybrid role as technologist and dad, a patriarch of a new kind of dynasty. But when that child accidentally injures his father, we are reminded of the fragility beneath the myth. This moment punctures the hypermasculine image often associated with Musk. It is comic, even emasculating in a traditional sense. But paradoxically, That makes him more relatable to a generation of men who feel overwhelmed by fatherhood, institutions, and the weight of expectation. The new masculinity Musk represents is one of chaos, intensity, and vulnerability, a masculinity deeply entangled with work, obsession, and blurred boundaries. Trump, the quintessential patriarch, has often spoken of family in strategic terms. Ivanka, Don Jr., Eric, each a public actor in his empire. Musk's family life, in contrast, is less orderly, more eccentric, yet both men invoke fatherhood as a kind of legitimacy. The black eye from Lil X is almost mythological, the next generation leaving its mark on the father king. Predictably, the internet erupted. Jokes about Brigitte Macron, spy fights, toddler kung fu, and domestic chaos flooded Twitter X. The fact that Musk had to deny being attacked by Brigitte Macron, First Lady of France, shows how surreal and conspiratorial online culture has become. Mainstream media covered the incident with a mix of bemusement and suspicion. Legacy outlets asked if Musk was hiding something. Conservative platforms praised the humility of the moment. Progressive voices pointed to the absurdity of billionaires receiving ceremonial keys while bruised and unclear in message. But the dominant narrative wasn't in newspapers. It was in memes. Memes are the lingua franca of Musk's cultural influence. They reframe events faster than journalists, with more emotional impact. And Musk, a prolific poster, leaned into the spectacle. This post-ironic performance, bruised eye, ceremonial honor, toddler blow, is a masterclass in digital-era myth-making. It tells a story without words. It makes Musk look both powerful and absurd, which is precisely how influence works in 2025. When Trump gives someone a key, metaphorical or literal, it is a branding moment. He's not just recognizing achievement, he's inducting a person into his political order. We saw this with Kanye West, Nick Fuentes, controversially, and now Musk. Trumpism is not a movement of policy, but of loyalty and optics. Musk's willingness to appear bruised next to Trump is, in itself, a declaration. I stand with him, warts and all. Trump, in turn, confers symbolic authority, saying to the world, "This man belongs to our future." This moment also signals Trump's long-standing desire to incorporate Silicon Valley's rogue innovators into his political narrative. During his presidency, Trump clashed with big tech but often praised individual founders. With Musk now owning Twitter X, he controls a significant piece of the public square. Trump's embrace of Musk is not just personal, it's strategic. Musk is not just an entrepreneur, he is an archetype. In American mythology, we worship inventors, cowboys, rebels. Musk channels all three. Like Howard Hughes, he is brilliant and erratic. Like Steve Jobs, he is a visionary with messianic charisma. Like Tony Stark, he blends tech and myth with ease. So what does a black eye do to that myth? It enhances it. Flaws are currency now. Scars are storytelling. The fallible genius is more compelling than the perfect one. We no longer trust sanitized perfection. We trust those who show us their wounds, especially if they meme them. Trump, too, is an archetype. The showman president, the builder king, the avenging outsider. Their pairing is cinematic. Musk as Merlin, Trump as Arthur. The key is not just to the White House, but to a narrative, a future built by the ungovernable for the ungoverned. To international audiences, the image of a bruised tech mogul standing with Trump at the White House is both comedic and tragic. In Europe, it reads as satire. In China, perhaps, as chaos. In Russia, as a sign of Western decadence. But for many Americans, it is oddly reassuring. It says, even the most powerful are chaotic, vulnerable, a bit broken. This is no imperial elite. This is a digital tribe surviving by disruption. Yet the danger here is normalization. When absurdity becomes the medium, Accountability disappears. A black eye from a child is funny. But what if it wasn't? What if the next injury is political or moral? How long can spectacle sustain trust? Elon Musk's black eye at the White House is not just a viral photo, it is a fable of modern power. It shows us a new kind of elite, meme lords instead, of monarchs, bruised prophets instead of buttoned-up technocrats. Trump giving Musk the key to the White House is not about honor, it's about alignment, about narrative control, about forming a new mythology in a world that no longer believes in institutions but still believes in spectacle. The message is clear. The future belongs to those who can take a punch, from their toddlers, from the media, from the world, and still show up, camera ready, bruised but smiling, shaking hands with history.